Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So we just wrapped up the 2024 election cycle and a lot of people's eyes are already slowly turning to the 2028 election, and Democrats have absolutely no leader in their party. They don't really know who their next nominee is going to be, and there's a good chance that all the names that are talked about are not going to really end up being who is going to be their nominee. It usually is how it plays out. But I will say that it's astounding to me how many of these people have learned so little from their past mistakes, so much so to the point where Democrats are already eyeing, in many cases, a Kamala Harris 2028 presidential run, and so many people are already trying to astroturf this idea in reality, saying, oh, she did everything correctly, she did nothing wrong, and they want to run her again. They're blaming Biden for all of her failures, when in reality, she played a key role in that to begin with. It's not like that would run away from her if she ran again, and it's not like she didn't have glaring red flags as a candidate before when she ran initially for the 2020 nomination, but that's beside the point. The one thing we do know is that there's a growing segment of the Democrats that are just incompetent. The old guard that would try to set up these guardrails to keep out a potential run like this are just completely out of the way. And you still have so many party aides that are confident in her ability to bounce back, including trying to astroturf a run for her for the governor of California, possibly as a 2028 test run. By the way, in terms of political comebacks, she's no Richard Nixon, who, by the way, ended up losing when he ran for California governor in 1964. But still, these people, they have not learned a thing. You have these strategists at a round table where you had Trump strategists and Harris strategists say, oh no, she ran a flawless campaign. Really, a flawless campaign? Flawless campaigns don't lead to the biggest Republican victory in almost 40 years. And on top of it, it's like they don't learn. They haven't learned anything, and the voter base hasn't either, as Kamala Harris leads the polls. You know, Hillary Clinton was competitive in some polls, early polls for the 2020 nomination. It wasn't anything like this. And by the way, I'm not saying that she's going to be the nominee. I would imagine that the party, whatever's left of the party, like the Obamas, the Clintons, you name it, would do everything possible to stop her from becoming the nominee in 2028. But still, at this point, she very may well run. She has no reason not to at this point. And what would happen if she did get the nomination? Well, I think we should fill out a potential JD Vance, who likely will be the Republican nominee in 2028, versus Kamala Harris 2028 prediction map. But first, I got to tell you guys about our latest sponsor over at Orion Metals. America, listen up. Are you tired of watching the government gamble with your hard-earned retirement savings? Inflation's out of control, the national debt keeps climbing, and foreign powers like BRICS and illegal immigration are pushing the US dollar weaker and pushing the cost of everyday goods higher. Here's the kicker, though. During Trump's first term, gold prices skyrocketed. They doubled in value. That's right, gold doubled. What if it happens again? Are your retirement savings ready to handle what's coming? This is why you need Orion Metal Exchange. They're America's highest rated precious metals IRA by Retirement Living, and they give you more metal for your money. Imagine converting your IRA or 401k into gold and silver, real physical wealth that you can count on no matter what. Don't wait until it's too late. Take control of your future today. Call Orion Metal Exchange now at 888-625-8775 and get your free investor's guide. It is packed with the information you need to protect your retirement savings. You've worked too hard to leave your future up to chance. Call 888-625-8775. Do it now. Orion Metal Exchange is here to help you secure your wealth and stand strong as a proud conservative American. Now back to the video. All right, so we're going to fill this map out. And we're going to be starting off with the safe red states, the states that are going to be going Republican by 10 points or more. And I think this will just entail every single state that went for Donald Trump in 2024 by 10 points or more. I would imagine that Vance would hold on to, that many states, assuming that Donald Trump just has a, I guess you would say, average approval rating come 2028. He's not vastly unpopular. And again, Kamala Harris, when you're running somebody who's already a loser, in a way a two-time loser, given how she was rejected in 2020, didn't get a single primary vote either time, didn't get a single vote, assuming she'd get the nomination this time around, yeah, I mean, she would technically have votes at that point, but still, she's been completely astroturf. When people see her on the national stage, she loses more and more support. So the fact they're saying, oh no, she ran this flawless campaign, it's ridiculous, and nobody believes it. So out of the gate in the safe states, Vance will be starting off with 217. Harris would get California, Oregon, and Washington by 10 or more. Probably Colorado, just given the way the state's moving. Hawaii, even though I think it'll be closer. D.C., Maryland, Delaware, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Vermont, and Maine's 1st District. Those states will all be in the safe blue column, but that's only 126 electoral votes. So now we can move on to the likely states, the states that are going to be going in either column between 5 and 10 percentage points. And we can start off with the likely Republican states. I think Arizona and Nevada both will be in this column, just given some of the party registration statistics. I think North Carolina is going to be on the fence. I'm not sure I can really make a judgment call at this point. It's going to be around 5 points, though. Maybe we'll keep it in the lean column when we get there. But on the Democrat side, I think Illinois will be under 10. I think New York would be under 10, just based on the way those states are moving. A lot of people fed up with the Democrats in both of those states, and it's really showing no signs of stopping, at least in a presidential election. I think Rhode Island would also be under 10% in this hypothetical scenario. So on top of that, obviously, we can't forget Nebraska at large in the safe red column, but we can move on to the lean Republican states. I think North Carolina would be in the lean column. I think it would probably go Republican by around 4 points or so against Kamala Harris if she were to run again, assuming, she's not going to be viewed as favorably. Democrats don't understand this. You have so many people, they live in a bubble. They want to put her up again. It's not going to really bode too well for her. And I think Vance, with his just general Rust Belt's appeal, his story, the way he communicates, I think that he would take the entire Rust Belt by over 2 percentage points at that point. I think that would be enough to give him the victory for one. And in terms of the states that would be going in the lean Democrat column, I think that you probably, in this map right here, you wouldn't really see any of these states. Maybe Nebraska's second, I think, and then we can move on to the tilt states. I think that Kamala Harris would win the state of Maine just narrowly. I think that the state is a little bit bluer than New Hampshire, which seems to have turned a little bit of a corner, and I think Vance could go out there and narrowly pick off the state of New Hampshire. I think that New Jersey, given the way the state is moving, yeah, it's very possible Vance, he can speak to a lot of those people in, suburban New Jersey and still get out the traditional Republican base, the MAGA base, the rural base, Southern New Jersey, you name it. I think that he could end up being the first Republican to win the state of New Jersey at the presidential level since, 1988 or so. That would be absolutely huge. I still think Virginia, Virginia I actually will put in the lean Democrat column. I don't think it's as elastic as a state like New Jersey would be elastic. And I think that the state of Georgia, just given its general trend, I think it would go to Vance, but I think it would be much closer than people would have liked. I think it'll be by less than 1 point going in Vance's column. And then you have the states of Minnesota and New Mexico. I think that against Kamala Harris, JD Vance would stand a chance, assuming Trump is a decent favorable rating and Vance is a continuation of his policies of winning both of those states, given Hispanic trends and given Vance's just general Midwestern appeal. Yes, I think you absolutely could see it happen. So if Democrats really want to go down this road, they really want to even flirt with the idea of nominating Kamala Harris, what issue are they going to be able to run on? And then you have somebody like JD Vance, who's an extraordinarily effective communicator, has appealed to both, Trump's base and can likely get them out because he's like Trump's third term, essentially. But also he is well spoken enough to the point where he can appeal to certain people who, may never have voted Republican before, may not have really liked Trump's personality, you name it. Yeah, against Kamala Harris, I think he could get those people out, and he could get those people to vote for him, and he could go out there and win with the largest electoral landslide for either side since, 2008. It would be an epic beatdown, and yeah, it's very possible, if Democrats are dumb enough to nominate Kamala Harris, that this very well could happen. And by the way, I think that if Biden was the nominee, this would have been pretty much the map you would have seen between Trump and Biden in 2024. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.